His nose is as sharp as ever. Adios knows how this is going to end, but it better be with my classmates safe, Spriggan.
Is that?
What's up? Oh, it's Agnes. She must be working today. Those two must be the ones she told me about, but she didn't mention that the guy's a total cutie. Oh, I wish I had a fun part-time job like her.
Agnes has a job? Why is this the first time I'm hearing of it?
Besties tell each other everything, you know. What, you jealous?
I'm just concerned about my friend, that's all. So what kind of job is it?
I think she said they investigate stuff for people. And apparently they're helping her look for something while they work. That's all I know, honest.
That's so vague. Are you sure it's not shady?
I assure you, there's nothing to worry about.
There you are.
But how can you be so certain? Do you know something we don't?
You could say that. She came to me about working, and because she performs her duties so admirably, I told her she's free to do what she wants on her days off. But enough about that. Let's finish our business and return to school. I bought some excellent tea for you both to try.
Nice! We've got to grab some scones to go with them.
Hold on! You didn't explain anything.
Hello? Yes, I'm glad you called, actually. I'm afraid I might be back a little late today, you see. What? From my family? But I'm about to...
Well, I'm not going to force you to come back. It's all up to you.
Message received. I'm on my way. Yes, of course. Goodbye for now, then. I'm so sorry. Something important's come up that I really need to take care of. I'm sure you can, but please be careful. Again, my apologies. I'll make my way back to the office as soon as I'm done.
So you're the Spriggan, are you? I'll just come out and say it. Take your poisonous fangs out of my friend. I've heard a lot of unpleasant rumors about you. They call you a good-for-nothing who takes on all manner of borderline criminal requests. You're just taking advantage of her kind nature to force her to do your dirty work, aren't you? Sorry, but stay out of this, Agnes. Well, aren't you going to deny it? You can't, can you? How do you... What's wrong with being concerned about your friends? This all started because you casually decided to hire her without thinking of the consequences. If word was to get out that Agnes is working with seedy people like you, it would put her father in a very... I'm sorry. I said too much, but I still...
There you are! I knew we'd find you here. You really need to stop charging in like a bull in a glass shop, Albert.
He never changes.
What are you two doing here?
We're here to tell you off. Duh. I thought I already told you that you need to let Agnes live her own life. You have serious tunnel vision when it comes to her, and you need to do something about it.
No, I don't.
Oh, right. I'm Odette, by the way. Nice to finally meet you all. I've heard a lot about you guys from Agnes. Oh, you must be Fairy. Oh my goodness, you really are so adorable. And wow, I knew you were hot, Erin, but the sun's got nothing on you. And, well, yeah, Van, you've got some mega bad boy vibes, which, trust me, only makes you look cooler. You're a lot younger than I was expecting, by the way. I thought you'd be way older. No offense.
Don't mind our resident ball of energy over here. We're all members of Aramis Academy Student Council. Agnes is in charge of general affairs. I apologize, our treasurer got a little ahead of himself.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Well, all I ask as student council president and her dorm neighbor is that you do your best to keep her safe. Now, let's get going, Albert. Agnes clearly still has some work to do. We should leave her to it.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Really? Very well. As long as you finish the budget I asked you to handle, you can stay. You did finish that before coming out here, correct?
Well...
Meanwhile, Agnes handled every one of those tedious purchase requests I made before coming to her quote-unquote actual job. If you want to fault others for how they handle their affairs, you'd best have your own in order first. Well, good day to you, Mr. Spriggan. I'll see you back at the dorms, Agnes.
See you tomorrow, Agnes. Don't come home too late.
I'm glad the rain finally let up. The weather tomorrow should be lovely. Why, I'm out on patrol, silly. I have to make sure students are behaving themselves, new and old alike. Call me whatever you like, though I am pretty used to my new name now. It's really good to see you too, Spriggan. I came over as an exchange student this past spring, but had I known how much you miss me, I would have paid you a visit a lot sooner. I had a feeling you might be involved with that based on what that reporter was telling me about it. I didn't think I'd end up student council president as a result of it all, but it's been a lot more fun than I was expecting.
Oh, I think I'm a little past young at this point. Think nothing of it. I have some other business to take care of outside of the office as it is. My apologies. My name is Kilika Ruran, Chief of the CID's Integrated Analysis Division. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arkwright. Even if this does not quite feel like our first meeting. That he did, including everything that went on behind the scenes 2 years ago.
Sorry for the wait, Kilika. What did I just walk in on? Sorry, an urgent job came in. I finished it off as quickly as I could. I wasn't expecting to find the two of you here, though. Oh yeah, that was at the wedding, wasn't it? Man, you've really grown up. Hard to believe you're that same little girl that knocked us out in Grancel all those years ago.
When I found you 5 years ago, you were still lost and trying to find your place in the world. I'd only just finished my training and was still getting a feel for what it was to be a Spriggan. I'll admit I kept you safe for a while and gave you a few pointers, but I never really could do much for you. Meanwhile, you managed to build yourself a new life, new friendships, hell, a whole new family, all on your own. You're no lost kitten anymore. You're as fine a lady as any.
So, is this how you treat all the young ladies you keep company with?
Oh, guess not.
You say you never did much for me, but you give yourself far too little credit. It's not just me you've helped either. Take your old friend, that bracer girl, for example. Or what about your assistants, including my dear dorm mate? You help more people than you think. People who wouldn't have found themselves without you to take them by the hand and show them the way.
If
you ask me, you need to be a little more aware of the impact your words and deeds have had on people. If you can manage that, then I might even be willing to overlook a little head pat every now and again. And with that, I think I'll be off now. Good night, Mr. Spriggan.
Yeah. Good night. Man, she's grown more than I could have ever imagined. And I know she's nowhere near done. I'll have to keep an eye on her the same way I do my part-timers, now that fate's brought us back together like this.
Sounds like someone's having fun in here. The same to you. I'll be doing a bit of visitationing myself, incidentally, since I enrolled this year. If we end up going to the same place, I'll do what I can to help with your lodgings. By the way, I think it's fine to leave your decision until the last minute if you're that concerned about your work-school balance. Actually, I know a few too many people there for that to be a good choice. I visited Longport and Erasion plenty too, and Tharbad isn't quite as enticing with the festival over. No, I've made my mind up to go somewhere else entirely. A city that's like no other for experiencing both Calvard's history and its innovation, filled with wisdom and technology. A place where you can see the future of the Zypha Standard, the Orbal Network, and so much more. That wasn't a bad way to kill time.
Yes. My goodness. Do you realize how close you are to breaking curfew? I'm so sorry for being late.
Perhaps I pushed her a little far. It's a bad habit I have when it comes to Elaine, too. Even if I'd still like to believe I'm better than he is. We won't be able to count on the guild this time. I'll need another play.
He really is a crafty one. But I suppose this is just a message from Adios, telling me to see what's going on for myself. I'll also have to take charge of the younger students. This is going to be busier than a simple tea party.
Well, you're early. All ready to head out? We'll see you again in Basel, Agnes. Race you there.
Right. Travel safely, everyone.
She noticed me. No doubt about it. Former enforcer of the Society and the adopted daughter of the Liberalian Royal Army's commander. Her presence in the Republic clearly isn't a coincidence. Neither the division chief nor Kincaid have any idea what the current administration is up to. Regardless, I will fulfill my duty and see that his ideals are not in vain.
But really, I like hearing how you got to know him. He must have been so kind to you back then, huh?
How did you know?
Well, because you introduced me to him. You're always looking out for us, Renne. So I know you would never steer any of us in the direction of someone you didn't truly trust.
Well, okay, you got me there. He was very kind, yeah. The one who gave me the push to go from being Kitty to who I am today. He had just started out as a Spriggan, and he wasn't the most sensitive or competent. But he stayed with me, struggled with me, and showed me a path to the people I love most in this world.
Wow, I had no idea. I guess Van's always been Van. So after you met him, you were able to reunite with your loved ones?
That's right, and they're why I'm here now. They're the ones who encouraged me to study abroad, so it's thanks to them that I was able to meet all of you. And through some twist of fate, I accepted the position of Student Council President and am now heading up this little trip. You really never know where fate will take you.
Tell me about it.
Does he still obsess over sweets, by the way? I also remember him going on and on about cars.
Oh boy. If anything, he's an even bigger fiend about them than he was before. At least, according to someone who knows him much better than I do, he is.
Ah, the resident Daybreak. Seems like they have quite the sordid relationship. Just what exactly is going on between them? I know you've got to be curious.
Not at all. Though, I, might have a small idea.
Crap! It'd be weird if we woke up now. Plus, I want to hear more of what Renne has to say. Kinda seems like Agnes needs a little boost from us, so we better do what we can to be there for her.
I still refuse to acknowledge that guy and his operation as legitimate. But since we're going to the same place, I'm happy to keep an eye on her as her friend.
Our next stop is Basel, Provence de Auge, the terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all your belongings with you when disembarking the train.
Oh!
Finally.
I see. So you're already getting a move on then.
Aw, and I was hoping we could hang out for a little bit too.
Sorry for deciding this on my own, you two.
Nah, it's fine. We've got 3 whole days, right? And you'll be back come nighttime anyway. We'll be counting on one heck of a report.
Just be careful, okay?
Of course.
Is this, perhaps related to... In any event, I don't mind. I just so happen to have business in the artisanal district, so it works out. I'll show you the way.
Agnes Claudel. I'm a first year at RMS Academy. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Well.
Oh.
Being a friendly nation, they do have a cooperative enough partnership with Vern, I suppose.
Hiya, Van and friends. And look at you go, Agnes. Hard at work, I see.
What are students doing here? Oh, of course. The educational visitation. Ah, I didn't realize you were studying abroad here. Cronkite, I believe this is our first time meeting in person. I found your papers fascinating, I must say. Welcome to Basel. I would welcome the chance, though I'll have to pass on speaking at length with your classmates. Now, I am a busy man, I'm afraid, so if you don't mind, I will bid you farewell.
Whoa! What's this room for?
Odette? What brings you all here?
Found you! We've been looking for all of you.
We couldn't find you anywhere in the main building, so we wondered if you might be here.
Sorry for putting you guys out.
Well, not all of us are here for you.
So this is their giant telescope. I've seen one in the Imperial Museum too, but it's so cool.
Oh, can we take a look through it?
It's nice seeing this place this lively again. It's been so long.
You caught me. Good evening, Spriggan. Agnes? Thank goodness, I finally got through. Never mind that. That's just a diversion. Hurry back to the city right away. There's a tea party getting started over here.
Renne?
Oh my, looks like you got me. So, did you get everyone to safety?
We did, but what's going on?
They've only just arrived, fortunately, so we should be able to hold the fort until you get back. But you have to hurry.
Agnes, you guys! Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're okay.
We evacuated all of the students. The other groups should also be somewhere safe.
I wish I had better news about the comm situation. I did what I could to give instructions to the police and the other bracers.
Hold on! You're not going too, are you, Agnes? Think about the situation. You'll be much safer with us.
Albert. Don't worry. I'll be fine. I promise. I'll be back soon.
Damn it.
Look at her. She's got one rough path ahead of her, but there she goes, charging straight forward with a sprint in her step. So let's follow her lead and focus on doing what we can here.
Well said. Communications are still unstable, so I could use all the help I can getting in touch with everyone. Miss CID agent, my friends with the guild, Odette and Albert, it's time we got started.
Let's do this!
I apologize for our sudden arrival during the frenzied events of yesterday. To start this off, I am General Manager of Marduk Total Security Company, Gilliam Thorndike. This is our Chief of Security, Qasim Al-Fayed.
A pleasure to meet you all.
I was not expecting you to travel all the way to Basel, but it is an honor to meet you all the same. I've heard many a rumor about how shrewd a manager you are, Mr. Thorndyke. Together with your Chief of Security's combat exploits.
You make me blush, Your Highness.
I am humbled by your words.
I arrived in my home country a few days ago, so I'm afraid I'm not up to date on all the latest developments. But am I to understand that Marduk will be responsible for securing the city of Basel for the remainder of the day?
That is correct. Off the record, a presidential executive order was issued yesterday to that effect. A CID Special Ops unit will be arriving in the city this evening. Marduk's task will be to secure key facilities in Basel until they are ready.
We've also brought one of the Ix-Alba series of airships that we're currently testing on behalf of the Republican Army. Said airship will allow us to ensure the integrity of the orbital network. Our goals on this particular occasion are simply to protect this city and its orbital network. Rest assured that much like your country, we have no intention of getting too deeply involved in Basel's affairs.
There is some merit to that argument, but it also leaves out a number of key facts. You are to see that shareholders' Mira is used to generate a profit, and yet you covered up a huge potential problem for over a month. We confirmed last night that it wasn't just Almada's money being used for ill. Elsime's investments were also misappropriated. And if these are the result of you turning a blind eye to Professor Callahan's behavior all this time...
You keep your mouth shut! Who do you think you are? Who gave you the right to speak? I don't care if you are Student Council President at Aramis. This is none of your...
I am here as a special advisor for Liberal's ZCF. I also serve as a negotiator representing the Epstein Foundation. In other words, I'm here to speak up against anything that threatens their interests, which this has. Now, do I have the right to speak?
Will you grow a damn spine? The danger here isn't over. Anyone can see that. And you still intend to do nothing after what happened to Callahan? Professor Hamilton left you in charge of Verne, of Basel. Don't you feel any shame?
In any event, we now have half a day before the cogs start turning again. Even if we do nothing, the Calvardian government will see to it that matters are resolved. But knowing how egregiously my country's funds have been misused, I refuse to stand by and do nothing. So, Arkwright Solutions. Might I enlist your services for the remainder of the day? Of course, you can approach the task in whatever way best suits you, just as you did in Tharbad and have done many times before. My only true wish is that you put a stop to Almada's plans before they can bear fruit. Does this sound doable?
We'll be well compensated for this, I trust?
When did you arrive?
Not a moment too soon, it would seem. Is everyone all right?
Renne?
Hell of an entrance. Well, here's a big player I didn't expect. Last I'd heard, you retired. So what brings the Society of Ouroboros' former enforcer number 15 here? What?
An enforcer? Like the direwolf?
Well, thank you very kindly not to bring up a lady's buried past before an audience, Overseer. I didn't want to turn up uninvited, but you didn't leave me much choice. Not when you have opted to deploy such an underhanded trick where my friends were headed.
That outline looks eerily like a...
Should have known.
a humanoid robot!
It's an assault frame! So this is where all those missing parts ended up.
And it put the Genesis in its chest, too.
Why can't you just be silent and leave me to my work?
That sounds like...
It couldn't be. Professor Callahan?
I am so close to perfecting the divine formula I seek. So stop with your incessant meddling!
Crap. So he's inside that thing now?
I'll keep these two out of your way. You focus on the assault frame.
Have it your way.
Well, lucky us. I'm sure you'll be a real ball.
Renne!
She'll be fine. We need to focus on the job at hand. Cutting edge as this thing is, looks like they were sloppy in putting it together.
It stopped moving!
How do you like us now?
That was quite the performance.
No. It looks like we're only just getting started. All right, here we go.
So that's it. There it is.
A real sight, huh? I get a rush every time I see it.
We did it, huh?
That was incredible!
Stealing shit like a pro.
No! What is it doing? Why did it stop? There was only 0.03% left to go! I was so close!
Professor Callahan.
So that's what a Genesis can do, as well as his.
It's no good. I can't stop the system from falling apart. I can't reconnect it to the orbital net or another energy source either. Supporting such an advanced AI is just too heavy a burden.
But that means he'll...
I'm so sorry. The Genesis isn't reacting to anything anymore.
It's not your fault, Agnes. There must be a way. I'm just not seeing it.
It's fine, Salesian. I'm just paying the price for my foolishness. I crossed the line that should never be crossed, and tried to realize a weapon of pure evil. I allowed myself to be led astray. I have no one to blame but myself.
But... Professor!
I am moved by how much you care for me, even after all I've done. Perhaps you are the right person to entrust with this task after all.
What task?
At this rate, I will have failed as a researcher and died for nothing at all. So, please, don't let this all have been in vain. I may have failed to perfect the formula needed for fusion, but I discovered many others in the process.
Oh, all these formulae.
I believe them to be, as of yet, undiscovered formulae with peacetime applications. Analyze this terminal after I am gone, and you may be able to secure them.
But, Professor, that...
It's not gonna be easy to make use of finds from a technological singularity.
That's putting it lightly. We're talking technology humanity wouldn't have reached on its own for decades. We'll need more than one genius around to make sense of it all.
I feared as much. Cronkite likely won't be able to manage the task alone. If only there were one or two more like him around. If only she were here.
I wish I could tell you not to underestimate me, but I too know my limits.
You're...
Young?
Cronkite,
I will refrain from commenting on all that transpired here. To we researchers, all that matters are results. You were able to catch a glimpse of something we all, at the very least, feel a small yearning for. That does have meaning.
Yes, I suppose you're right. My time here is at an end. I leave the rest to you and the many promising youths around us. May you forever remain on the forefront of Calvard's, no, the world's.
I will follow my own path, wherever it may lead me. Though I do intend to make some use of the formulae you leave us.
As do I. We won't let your work be in vain.
What?
Who's that?
Oh, the professor is back.
I'm home, Theo, Zeros. I'm sorry for being away for so long, Catra.
Renne!
If it isn't Professor LaToya Hamilton, one of Epstein's 3 disciples.
In the flesh. I've never had the honor of seeing her in person before this.
I'm so glad we made it in time.
Oh, Callahan. You damn fool.
Esmeré, Giscard, and Professor Hamilton. I didn't know you were back.
I hurried back to Calvard as soon as I learned what was transpiring. It saddens me deeply to have to bid farewell to a fellow researcher and associate like this.
As someone who admired and sought to surpass you, those words mean more to me than you could ever know.
Rest assured that we will use what you have left us. Cronkite and I will see those formulae analyzed. We will all see to it, Esmeré, Catra, your other assistants, and the artisans of Basel as well. You did so much to further the city's development and held it so dear. Now we will use our strength to nurture yours.
I'd like to believe that ZCF can help in some way too.
I see now. This is what I should have done all along. I feel like in my last moments, I've solved the most difficult formula of all. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Salesian. And thank you to all who stand with them. Now, I leave with no regrets.
Farewell, Professor Callahan.
May you find peace with Adios above. So you're Lilia's granddaughter. You do resemble her, not just the way you look. I can see you also possess her kindness and strong spirit.
This is one of my great-grandfather's diaries.
This brings me back. I would catch him writing entries from time to time. Oh, this here. This one is about me, Gerhard, and Albert. I still remember that time like it was yesterday.
Well, I only met him once back when I was a youngster. It makes me nostalgic thinking back on it now.
I don't mean to interrupt your reminiscing, but those words toward the end are rather ominous. I can see why it inspired you to risk so much to collect the Genesees.
Yes.
Else all that we know will come to an end.
I can't imagine it's meant to be taken any way other than literally, especially when you consider how the Genesee have been used so far.
Yeah, the kind of shit they're capable of almost feels like a bad joke sometimes.
So far, we've managed to gather 5 of the 8 Genesees. But do you think it would be better if I left them in the hands of you and the other disciples?
Yes.
No, I think there are too much for even us to handle. If they truly are experimental apparatuses that Professor Epstein somehow created to gauge the world, then, and this will sound rather unscientific of me, it's as if destiny willed them to be in your hands. I plan to stay in Calvard for a while, so I'll get in contact with Albert and Gerhard about this. Fortunately, we happen to have someone else who knows both of them right here with us.
I'd be happy to serve as a mediator between all parties. We have much to discuss about the West Simuria Tech Union as well.
I will also do what I can to help Reset. Is everything still in order with regards to attaching Reset's new parts, Esmeralda?
As in order as can be. Our prospects were already bright with her being such a capable engineer, but with you, they'll be even brighter.
Me and the other artisans will be happy to pitch in with any precise adjustments, too. We'll see they aren't even a millimeter job.
And I'll help too, of course.
I don't think we have anything to worry about with this many people on the case.
Yes, it really is wonderful to see.
Well, can't say I give a damn about Marduk at the end of the day. Reset's a different story, though. She's one of the team. So take good care of her, if you don't mind.
I don't mind one bit. You said your name was Van, I believe. This may be a strange favor to ask, but I'd like you to look after my teacher's dear descendant. It would mean the world to me. And if you could please look after her young friends. But you were planning to do that even if I didn't ask, weren't you?
You got me. I'll do what I can to meet my obligation as their employer, at the very least.
Van.
We save his ass way more than he saves ours.
Is something wrong, Katra?
It's just... I'm so happy you're back. I am. But I wasn't able to do a thing in your absence. I feel like such a failure.
Catra.
You been sleepwalking these past few days or something? We couldn't have dreamed of dealing with this whole mess without you. You are our guide through and through.
We never would have thought to go to that factory without you. And I doubt we could have gotten through to Professor Callahan either. We owe everything to your efforts and perseverance.
Plus, your orbital drones were a huge help.
You weren't too bad for someone who still looks and thinks like a kid. So, good job on this one, or whatever.
Why do you always gotta be so far up your own ass?
See now? Not just anyone can be blessed with so many in their corner, you know.
Thank you for all you have done in my absence. It's good to be home. I've missed you, Catra.
Yeah, but not half as much as I've missed you, Gran.
Figured you'd come by eventually.
Hey. I can't say I'm surprised. You all feel compelled to act too, I take it?
We should take the time to speak with the survivor. We may learn a thing or two from them.
Hopefully so.
Oh, yeah. Your folks are here, aren't they, Elaine? Are you planning to pay them a visit?
No. I'm only interested in handling the task at hand. And I believe our temporary collaborator shares my sentiment.
Indeed. I will assist you all to the best of my ability.
I am thrilled to announce that every one of our invitees are in attendance. No doubt you all were brought here under different circumstances, but your end goals are the same. To lead us off in chains, or lead us to an early grave.
First, I will need a summary of everything that's happening in the surrounding area. We'll also need to touch base with the local police. The CID has ordered them to work with us. Bear in mind, though, they likely haven't been informed of the game, so be careful not to leak anything about it. As for the underground... Oh, hello. I'm glad you all could join us.
Hi, everyone!
So you guys are getting right down to business too, huh? I knew Almada wasn't gonna make things easy for us, but they've turned our expectations on our heads yet again. Been a while, Roaring Lion. I'm happy to see you're still alive and kicking.
Same to you, friend.
I just finished getting ready, Jin... oh. I had heard you were in the city, but I didn't expect to run into you so soon.
I see.
Still as melodramatic as ever, I see. You haven't changed at all, Retzi, and that goes for you as well, Walter. You really ought to learn how to dress like an adult. That's par for the course with Elroy, though I do hear his behavior has worsened as the years have gone by.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't compare me to that demon. And I'm not the only one who's changed here. You have too, Renne. For better and for worse.
Why, thank you. That's the highest compliment I could receive from a man like you. After all, you only have eyes for yourself, so I must have grown quite a bit if it made an impression on you.
Hey now, I'm not that self-centered. Give me a little credit here. Anyway, you can live your life however you please. It's no skin off my back if you seek a mundane existence. But if you ever crave the life of the thrill again, give me a call. I'd be happy to challenge you in a game of slaughter.
You're on. But fair warning, when it comes to slaughtering, I have no equal.
Good. That means the orphanage kids are safe.
I'm so glad everything went according to plan.
But wait, does that mean...
That was what you were up to?
That's right. Officially, it's a sightseeing flight to foster relations with the Central East and to commemorate the ending of the film festival. We spread awareness of it through the Orbital Network and with word of mouth, and said that all children of the city were invited.
We put the connections Dingo left behind to good use. Last night, we reached out to the Crown Prince and asked if we could use the Principality transport vessel.
I fully expected him to inquire about why we needed it, but no. He just rushed on over in that airship without a second thought. He is quite the character. I wouldn't be surprised if he was taking inspiration from a certain musician I know.
They're gonna fly around the city for the next couple of hours. Then they'll return to Racion. And that's one less thing we have to worry about as we head into the final battle.
I'm genuinely speechless.
Ah, an impressive feat to be sure.
Indeed. Even if the worst-case scenario should happen, the children will be out of harm's reach. This was a brilliant scheme. You should be proud of yourself, Agnes.
Not at all. Admittedly, this was just a self-satisfied gesture that might well have no meaning at all. But I just happened to remember what Dingo once said to Van.
Maybe the people of Basel can rest easy now.
Oh, hey you guys!
Is everyone okay? It looks like they're all in one piece at least.
Renne! Elaine! Marielle!
Here comes the welcome wagon.
I'll invite you to a tea party sometime. I do so enjoy being a good hostess.
I still can't believe it. You really went to Aramis then?
That stage performance you did when you were a student was bonkers. Albert was almost starry-eyed when he was watching it. He started going on about how we had to do something at least as good.
I was not, and I did not.
Well, may it serve as inspiration while we start ironing out what we want to do for our own festival. Goodbye for now, Van. Thank you for inviting us.
There were so many interesting folks. I had a blast chatting them up.
Well, the food was pretty stellar, and it was exciting to meet so many different kinds of people. Whatever. Thank you for inviting me, sir.
Aw, sir. Look at him being so sweet.
Sweet now, but will he go back to sour later?
You don't need to analyze me.
Oh, it's nothing.
The train arriving on platform 2 will be traveling through the Aubert district to...
There's our train.
You gotta go, Agnes.
Right. Don't worry. It really is nothing. It's been a challenging day, so I hope you got a lot of rest.
When's it starting?
Open your eyes. These problems can be ignored no longer. We, as the leading power on the continent, must face them and overcome them. Their control systems utilize Zypha technology, which maximizes their performance and strengthens their output, mobility, and reaction speed. Their potential is limitless. Not even the Empire's latest Panzer Soldat models can compare.
Our military is doing so great.
How wonderful!
Long live the Republic!
Into my life.
Witness and cower as this relic ends all things by ushering in a new dawn, pandemonium!
Renne! This is certainly unexpected. Everyone, stay on your guard!
What?
What in the world? Everyone's...
frozen?
Is this some kind of space-time interference?
Could it be because of the Genesis?
Whoa!
Is that an orb?
Huh? My Genesis is reacting.
Oh no. Agnes, get away!
Agnes!
No! It's trying to absorb her into its phase space. I can't hold on much longer. Albert, Odette, go hide at the Eastern restaurant down the street. If someone dependable like the Spriggan comes by, tell them what happened. We'll be sure to survive until then. Monsters? We've got to get out of here. No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Ross, where are you? Please come back.
Ren! You can't lose sight of yourself! Ren! Ren!
Cross. Help me, Cross. Thank you very much. I'm very happy. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please come again. Mama, Papa, where are you? Lou, Josh, Est, T. Why can't I remember?
Their names are Estelle, Joshua, Tita, and Luve! You have to come back to us, Ren! Please! We're here for you!
Oh, how foolish. I let it get the better of me. I wonder if these spheres...
Ren! Agnes, no! Get back!
You have to stay away, Agnes! Right now, it's focused on me. I'll try and hold out until help comes.
I won't! I want to keep those I care about safe by my own hand! Just like you and Van always have!
Growing up right before my eyes.
You took your time, my prince. Walter's here too?
Sorry for the wait, Agnes.
Wow! Not often we get to see you in a bind.
Come on. This ain't like you one bit, Ren.
Here we go.
1 large and 4 medium-sized foes.
You sure you're up to this?
I'm a little tired, but I'm fine. Please, let me fight with you. I want to protect what I hold dear. As a proud part-timer at Arkwright Solutions. Agnes!
Unbelievable.
Gotcha. Then go ahead and show off, Agnes.
Right!
How grand it is to see you all collectively toil ever closer to the truth. And I suggest you continue to toil, for our banquet's preparations are progressing swimmingly. I was content to leave it at that, but Melchior here informed me that your challenge is not nearly thrilling enough.
Absolutely. Compared to the fun we had at Horacion, our party here is boring. So I thought, how can we spice this up? And my answer for you is simple. The moment this call ends, a 5-hour countdown will begin.
Fail to stop us before the clock hits 0, and we will let loose the hounds of chaos. That is to say, pandemonium will not only consume the Republic, but the continent as a whole. We expect great things of you all, and especially of our carnival's victors. May we meet again soon.
Oh, and by the by, I put up a scary strong barrier around the Vontai district. Good luck cracking that one. Here's a little hint. It's linked to those demon spheres all around the city. Break every single one, and maybe you'll have a chance. Anyway, toodaloo. Let the countdown begin.
Hello, Agnes. I see you're all gathered. Of course. I managed to reboot it using a special resonance device operated by a general-purpose fork of the Aeon system. Not to mention a little help from Marduk's new service, but let's keep that tidbit between us. Desperate times call for desperate measures, after all. Oh, I didn't know Professor Hamilton was with you. Yes, that's right, but you still should be able to use it for everything you need. I contacted Associate Professor Esmeralda and Professor Cronkite just before calling all of you, but I would appreciate your help as well. We need as many heads as we can working on how to get through that barrier.
You're just interrupting us? Ugh, these blasted... trying to force their way into our
The demon spheres in the 3rd, 11th, and 12th districts have been destroyed. Big congrats! I see you've managed to get your communications network back online too, which means we're ramping up for the grand finale.
I'm glad you all could make it.
We've been waiting for you.
Qasim! Mr. Thorndyke!
Arkwright Solutions at your service. So, what are two Marduk bigwigs doing out here?
We were given an offer that we simply couldn't refuse. Not to mention, this is a golden opportunity to capture some excellent data, and I fully intend to capitalize on it.
Well, I'm glad you've got your priorities straight here.
You're making use of the orbital network, huh?
Indeed. Our plan is to pierce the barrier with a concentrated blast from Qasim's Buster Lance, and we will need the orbital network to do so. Access to the network here in Edith is limited at present, but it is still up and running, just in a simulated state. We will funnel a majority of its processing power into his weapon and use a vast quantity of shards to fire a concentrated blast.
The primary and secondary barriers were created and are maintained by a single genesis. If we can overwhelm its power, even if but for a moment, we can create an opening.
However, we feared that the beam wouldn't be strong enough to break both barriers on its own. So we called in some help. With those two, the balance of power should shift in our favor. They will be firing 2 supporting lasers with the power of their stigmas. We're taking a page out of that spiky onion priest's book.
Aha! Of course.
You're referring to that trick you pulled out of the hat in Crossbell 4 years ago, right?
So you know about that, do you? Why am I not surprised? That technique is reliant on our Merkabas. If we had ours, we could have spared ourselves the dishonor of working with those scoundrels.
Yeah, but we just gotta suck it up. We already shook on it with them, so we'll just have to wash our hands later.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh dear. Looks like my plan to sell our services to the Holy City will be more of an uphill battle than I anticipated.
I don't understand what anyone's saying, but it all sounds neat.
Trust the pros to think outside the box. Guess there's hope for us after all.
Wait, where's the bracers and CID agents? I thought they were a part of this. Actually, it's not just them. There's a lot of other people who should be here that aren't.
All of them are on standby. We have them at our beck and call, and they will be ready to spring into action, should this operation end in failure.
So you already have a contingency plan in place?
That's good. There's no guarantee we'll succeed,
Never a bad idea to have a plan B in your back pocket. After all, if we can't break through the barrier, or we screw up later on, then Pandemonium's gonna stick around for good, and its reach will extend beyond the capital.
The whole of Calvert, perhaps even the rest of the continent, will be swallowed up if we let that happen. It's only right that they draw up a backup plan or two.
Precisely. There's too much at stake here.
Take it Renne's part of the backup crew? That guy has way too much faith in me.
Oh, and incidentally, he asked me to deliver a message to you. I expect that you'll repay me for all this help at a later date. I'll settle for a drink at Bermati's. You will be buying one for Elaine too, of course.
That son of a...
I don't think you'll be getting out of that one.
Preparations are complete. We're good to go whenever.
The Orbital Network's remaining processing power has been transferred to the Buster Lance.
Thank you both for your assistance.
Well, are you ready to go?
Damn right we are.
Thank you, everyone.
First, we must charge the Buster Lance to just below critical levels. If you would, good sir.
Understood. Charging now. 3%. 5%. 10%. 15%. 20%.
Damn. Guess they don't call him the strongest warrior for nothing. He's earned that rep. Leon, we can't let that jackass show us up.
I couldn't agree more.
Searing seal of mine, shining from the abyss.
Glacial seal of mine, shining from the abyss.
I can handle the fusion process myself, Chief. You just say the word, and I'll get it done.
Understood. Three, 2, 1, fire!
Pulverize it!
Merglaze
Prominence!
Charge complete. Shaman strike!
Now to convert their stigma's data and encode it as shards. There!
Arkwright, Ferida, finish this!
You've got this, Agnes. Come back safely, everyone!
Remus? No. After all that's happened, I'm sure...
Could he be on the rooftop, perhaps? I remember him talking up there during the party. Is he partial to that spot at all?
That must be it!
Let's go, Agnes.
Right.
He really is up here. Thank you, Mare.
This must be a barrier that analyzes those who try to walk through it, and will only let people from Arkwright Solutions pass. Aw, if I'd known this was going to happen, I'd have tried sneaking my way into a job, too.
I'm so sorry, Elaine.
Don't worry about it. I'll leave this in your hands. Just give him a big smack for us, all right?
You got it!
Then let's do this!
In the end, Van came back to us, safe and sound. That marked the beginning of a very busy 3 weeks that somehow flew by in an instant.